Hi there, Eric Hinojos here with First Coast Heroes Real Estate. So, are you a seller thinking about selling here soon, spring, summer months, and you don't know where to start? So, stick around. In this video, I'm going to talk about the 3 most popular questions that we receive from our sellers. The first, we're going to cover when should I list my home, what should I do to get my house ready for the market, and our top question is how much is my home worth? So, stay tuned. I'm going to cover all 3 of these questions. Welcome back. All right, super excited to cover this video and answer 3 of our most popular questions that we receive from home sellers day in and day out. So question number 1 is, how soon should I list my home? Well, it really does depend on what market you're in. As you know, we're here in the early 2022. Market's absolutely crazy. We're here in Florida, northeast part of Florida. It's one of the hottest cities in in the country. I think Zillow just posted it was like top 10, and we were number 2. So we're in Jacksonville, Florida. So our market is really, really competitive right now, as I'm sure a lot of you guys are seeing. So what we're typically seeing is that as soon as a house, if it's moving ready to go, and it's everything that everybody's looking for, we can close escrow in 30 to 45 days. So we typically recommend people list their homes within 45 to 60 days of their desired move out date. A lot of times what we're starting to see is that buyers really want to buy that home. That way they can secure it and be ready to go. So what they'll do is they'll list, let's say, 45 days prior to move out. They'll say, hey, let's close in 20 or 30 days. And then they'll offer a free lease back to sellers. Lease backs can get kind of tricky and kind of a little tough. So I don't recommend it for every scenario, but do know that's an option. But on average, if you're taking notes here, you can expect your house to be on the market if it's moving ready to go, and really no problems there. Anywhere between 30 and 45 days. That's from start to finish. So for planning purposes, my recommendation is to list your house anywhere between 45 and 60 days prior to your desired move out date. Okay, so question number 2, one of our within our top 3 popular questions is, what do I need to get my house ready for the market? That's a great question. So when we help price homes, what we try to do is we got a lower range, a higher range, and then we got kind of the mid range. What we want to make sure is that when we present a home, it's move-in ready. So a lot of times what we'll do, especially for our marketing, we make sure we got professional photos, we got professional video, we had a floor plan. So most times buyers can make educated decisions like, hey, I know pretty much what I'm getting into. So they're just going to walk into the home and essentially do like a sniff test, right? Does this smell right? Does it look right? Does the pictures match what's online? The videos, they match what I'm actually seeing? And does the floor plan really fit my needs, like ceilings? But really the thing is does it smell fresh, feel clean? Do I have to do much? If not, then most likely people are going to pay top dollar for your home. And so that's what we want to do is we want to make sure that your home has that awesome first impression, because hardest part in this market, I want to say this market, but it's one of the toughest things to do is just make sure people come through your door, right? Once we get people on the door, half the job's done. Now we just got to impress them with your home. And so that's where our guidance comes into play, because we want to make sure that you guys aren't wasting time on what you need to do to get your house ready for the market. So my personal recommendation is to talk to your realtor, talk to a realtor, someone that lists homes specifically in your area, in your city, that knows the market really well and knows what buyers are looking for. So a lot of times what we'll consult, and when we do our listing presentations, that we look at simple things like baseboards. Are baseboards clean? Are there any pet odors in your house? Do you need to do paint touch up on your walls? Are your vents, your HVAC grills, are the vent grills, are those clean? Are your ceiling fans clean? Just little things like that can go a really big way. Other things to keep in consideration, like when's the last time your HVAC was serviced? Have you had, does your house need a professional cleaning? Do you need professional carpet cleaning? Do you need tile cleaning, grout cleaning? All those things. And so we can help you make a list of everything that we're seeing that buyers are looking for to really get your house ready for the market. So it's really hard to say exactly what your specific house needs, but if you can keep in mind and look at it through the lens of hey, I just need a move-in ready home, then that's it. Get the buyers through the door. If makes a great first impression, more than likely you're going to get that offer, because most buyers have already done all their research up to the point that they already stepped into the door. Okay, so we just covered when should I list my home, and then we just covered like, how do I get my house ready for the market, and then the last one is how much is my house worth. Yeah, that's when it really does come in and into play a professional's opinion, someone that's no kidding involved in the market, someone seasoned listing agent. Yeah, you can go on like Zillow and do a Zestimate. Zestimates can be way up. I've seen houses that are Zestimated $10,000 to $20,000 low, or even Zestimated like $20,000 to $30,000 high. It's just so it's not their fault, right? It's just an automated system. They try to do their best. They look at comps in the area, but you need someone that's local to your market that knows exactly what's going on in your zip codes, in your city, in that part of town, maybe even specific to that neighborhood, in order to get a really good feel for pricing. So typically what we recommend is that if you live in a pretty big subdivision, we typically will try to use homes in the same neighborhood, because typically they've been built in the same year time frame and maybe light construction. And so we try to stay in the same neighborhood, and then we try to look at sales that within 6 months. Really, like in this market in the last year, it's really within the last 3 months, just because things are moving so fast and prices are escalating so quickly. But really, that's kind of our criteria. We look in the same neighborhood, look in the same within a half year, and then see homes that are like plus or minus 200 square feet of your home. Let's say you can't find any comps, comparable sales in your neighborhood. Then yeah, you know what? We'll go out to like a half mile, maybe even a mile out, and then look for sales within 6 months. If we can't find it in there, we'll bump it out to a year. Again, trying to stay within that plus or minus 200 plus square feet. But if we can't, then we'll bump it up maybe 300, 400. But so yeah, that's kind of where we're at with that pricing. The closer we can get to the subject property, the better the comps are going to be, and the better that the pricing is going to be, because that's what the appraiser is going to do. So what we typically say in our listing appointments, there's 4 people that have an opinion on the price of the home, right? It's going to be you as the seller. It's going to be the buyer. They know what the market is. They've seen the homes that are in the surrounding areas, and they know how much a house should be priced at. It's going to be your listing agent. Your listing agent's going to give you a range of value. We just give recommendations. You as the seller are the one that ultimately decides where you want to list your home. We just kind of give you guidance on like what the impact is. If it's super high or outside that range, like, well, we may not be able to get appraised at that value. We may not be able to find a house or a buyer at that value. And so then the last person that has an opinion of price is the appraiser. And the appraiser obviously trumps us all. He's like, hey, this is what the house is worth. And it's kind of what sticks and stone there. But if you're a VA buyer, or if you're under contract with a VA buyer, keep in mind you can still do what they call Tidewater, and you can appeal it. I did a video on it before, so go ahead and check out my videos on that, talking about why I love the VA loan so much. Okay, so those are the big 3 things. So we just covered when should I list my home? What do I need to do to get my house ready for the market? And how do I price my home? So if you're doing this all by yourself, I can definitely reach out to me. I can definitely give you some tips. I've got a buyer or a seller's guide on how to do for sale by owner. That way, if you want to try to sell your home by yourself, definitely happy to help out and just give you some pointers there. Again, Eric and Otis here with First Coast Heroes Real Estate. If you have any questions, or if there's anything I can do to help answer your questions, please reach out to me at this email, or you can reach me at this phone number right here, and I'd be happy to answer anything you guys got. Thank you so much for watching, and if you find this video helpful or useful, please consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you, and talk to you soon.